watching Educational Issues on WPPS-TV. This program is made possible by the Portland Public Schools.
Hi, welcome to Educational Issues. I'm your host tonight, Jim Banks. On my right, I have the athletic directors from Portland Endearing High School, Ray Mailman, who is in his second year at Portland High School, and Niles Nelson, who was in his first year at Deering High. And on my left is the two coaches, Mike Bailey from Portland High and Bill Leroy from Deering. Ray, I noticed that you went to Thornton Academy, so I would take it that you, or not went to Thornton Academy, you taught at Thornton Academy. The Biddeford-Thornton game must be very similar to a Portland-Deering battle.
In a lot of ways it is. The rivalry builds for weeks at a time, and a lot of times the teams, regardless of their records, are always pointing towards that final game of the year. This rivalry is the same, and I like the way the culmination of the season, everybody else is done and all eyes are on the game, and I think the kids know that and look forward to it very much.
Niles, you have coached, taught, been a consultant, not only in Maine but also in Illinois, and I noticed in North Carolina there must be some rivalries, especially in some parts of that Illinois. It's a great football country that rival the Portland-Deering setup.
Well, there are some great ones, although the one that's closer to home, I grew up in Winchester, Mass, Jim, and I think Winchester-Woburn game has been over 100 years now. As a matter of fact, back when I was married in '58, I took my wife on our honeymoon to the Woburn-Winchester game. I had missed one in about 20 years at that point, but since that time I've missed some.
Yeah, Massachusetts, I've been down there for Thanksgiving before. It takes them about 15 minutes to run the games. They don't bother to announce the scores, they just roll them. And all you hear is either the music in the background or it just keeps going and going and going. It's a whole newscast. They say, here's the scores, and you just sit there and keep watching, waiting for your game to come up. But Massachusetts is very traditional as far as Turkey Day games. Mike, you've played in this game a few days ago. There's been 84 of them, as you told me, and so I know that you played about 20 years ago or so?
It was about 20 years ago, that's right. 21.
And you played for the other team.
Played for Deering High School.
Did you win or lose?
2 out of 3 we won.
You only played one Thanksgiving games. I mean,
Well, I started as a sophomore, junior, and senior, so we won my sophomore year and lost in a snow bowl my junior year and then won my senior.
And as a coach, how many?
8.
8. And you've got pretty good record as a coach.
Yeah, not bad. It's 8-1 right now.
8-1. Bill, you started off this year with a couple of great victories. I believe you beat Biddeford.
Yep.
This must be one of the first years that both Portland and Deering beat Biddeford in the same year.
We didn't play Biddeford.
Did you play Biddeford this year?
No, last year we did. We beat them last year, Deering beat them this year.
I knew there was back-to-back victories as far as local teams. Bill, the record is not as great, but you've had some very close games. The one last year was only 1 point.
We've had our chances in the past years. You know, the kids, as Mike said, regardless of the record, they're ready to play. They'll be ready Thursday.
I noticed in the paper that a lot of the seniors talking about the tradition of the game, what it meant to them as juniors last year when they saw the seniors play, and that getting up for the game is not too difficult. You find that's really happening this year?
No, absolutely. You know, it's a happening every year when you're looking at playing your last football game. You know, you want to go out with a special memory. So really, the motivation takes care of itself. You know, the last game, the tradition, the rivalry. You know.
Now, you came from Syracuse College. Tremendous football rivalries in that general area. Or when you went to high school, did you read
Well, I grew up in Massachusetts also.
Oh, so you had the part of the scroll.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, my father played in the Winchester-Woburn game in 1932. And we had our own rivalry in Burlington with first Bedford, and then we moved up to Division I, and we played Lexington. So we have our own tradition that we grew up with.
So the Paul Endearing tradition is really reflective of what you were in high school
Well, football's been a part of our Thanksgiving for many, many years, and I just can't imagine a Thanksgiving without it. It's like the turkey. It's just part of the day.
I'm not going to touch that line at all. Niles, being your first one, do you have any expectations as far as what you think you're going to see at down at the stadium come Thursday?
Not really. I mean, I expect a real good football game. The one thing I'm thankful for, Jim, is that it's not Deering's year to host the game. With everything else going on, I just said a little prayer and said thanks for letting Ray take care of the game this year.
Yeah. I think it kind of worked out that way. Ray didn't have it last year. It was his first year. He kind of got a training session.
Yeah.
And this is your training session, the chance to watch Ray and to see how things go.
Yeah.
Ray, what are you going to do for a Turkey Day game when you're the host school?
Well, you have to have a lot of good people around you doing the jobs that they're capable of doing. We have a tremendous amount of help with the city Parks and Rec Department. Johnny Wallen, Larry Mead, Dana Sousa do a great job in getting the field with Rick Anderson, getting it ready and making sure security is intact. The big thing, of course, is the institution 3 or 4 years ago with the alcohol policy and making sure that everybody is aware of that. Because we want to make that a family affair. It's been a tremendous thing. As a spectator 2 or 3 years ago, going from outside the system, going to that game, it was good to see the family affair again. And so you want to make sure those types of things. And the big one is to have your phone ready because there's a lot of people asking for tickets.
Well, that's a good sign.
And I have to calm him down for the big games.
By the way, Jim, you owe me $10 for those that I gave you too. So.
Oh, thank you very much. I don't remember getting them, but I suppose if I do, Ray, I do.
I have some extras.
Oh, you do? Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Having attended many of the games, it is like a reunion. Doesn't matter what school you went to locally, whether you went to Chevers or Paul Endearing or Catherine McCauley, you're going to find friends down there that you haven't seen for years who playing, as Bill said. It's part of the festivities. You go to the game in the morning and you see some of your classmates or some of the friends that you went to school with, and then you go off to the dinner later on that day. But I think it's right that something in that morning, as far as Turkey Day game, is just an outstanding experience. Do you have any special plays that you would institute as coaches for this?
Do you want me to mark them all up right now?
Absolutely.
Write these down, will you?
Yeah, I got a piece of paper. You can write yours down on here, and he can write his down on.
Nothing special. Just go play football. It's up to the gentlemen that are off stage right now to get the job done, and that's all. It's that simple.
Now, the first game of the year, it was really early in the season. The final outcome, it was a close game for the better part of a half. And then certain events in the score changed. But
Actually, it was close right up into the last 5 minutes, and we closed with 21-15, and then Donnie Gillies broke a quarterback counter for about 80 yards, and really shut the door in our face. But it was a game right into the last few minutes.
You expect to have the same thing again Thursday, or do you think you're going to find that it may even be closer than that?
Well, I think it's going to be very close. You know, again, all of our games are. You know, again, Thanksgiving Day games traditionally have been close. If you look at the last few scores, and our season games have been very close, with maybe, again, at the very end, a score popping up to make it look a little larger than it is. But, you know, they usually play pretty hard against one another.
Are you going to play in overtime if it ends up being a tie?
Yes. It's my home game, so I get that opportunity to make that decision. When it's Bill's home game, we don't. That's how we kind of worked that out from a few years ago.
Yeah, because that was kind of the first time that it ended up 3-3, and all of a sudden...
It was 0-0.
0-0.
We kicked a field goal, and then they scored a touchdown.
That's right, they get the touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
You can see automatically that as coaches, right, every play...
They know.
Right, they know. No matter how you try to trip them up, they can straighten you out right away. They'll tell you the exact play that they did it on, too. One of the things that we talk about that day and the preparation for it, I know you have a special tradition that you've done at Portland High. I haven't had a son go through Portland High and play on the football program. I know there's a special day that you want to share that with the people?
Well, the only thing, just tomorrow night, the seniors and I will go to dinner and kind of just, I don't let the assistant coaches go. It's just the graduating seniors and I, and Thanksgiving morning we have a breakfast at the expo for the whole team, and prior to the game I give out just a symbol towel that has 84 Thanksgiving Day Classic on it, and all the seniors will wear that in the game. And we have a presentation prior to the game where each senior comes up and gets a round of applause, and so kind of make it special for them and send them on their way in pretty good fashion.
Do you during the game try to make sure you play the seniors quite a bit of the time?
Yes. If they aren't starting, then we definitely make sure they get into the game as soon as possible. Fortunately, this year all our seniors will be starting in the game, so I don't have to worry about that.
How many seniors you got?
9.
9. So you're going to have quite a turnover between this year and next.
Yeah. Actually, we should have, offensively, I think we have 5 starters returning and 7 on defense for next year's squad. We're a young team.
Good building.
Yeah.
Because you've had a very successful year. I know it wasn't the ultimate success,
Yeah.
but
Gave it our best shot. That's what we can do.
and that's true. I think the fact is that every time I think our youngsters go on the field, I don't care whether they're competing athletically or academically, if they give it their best shot, they're going to have good results.
I agree 100%.
That's the only bad thing about the championship season is that regardless of how good you played that season, somebody's going to go home a loser, and it kind of wipes away for a while. But our kids, I think, have got a lot to be proud of the way they bounced back after those 2 losses late in the season to 2 very, very good teams, and we beat one of them and came within a minute and 30 seconds of being at the big one.
Bill, is there anything special that you did with the seniors that are graduating from your football program?
We've got 23 seniors leaving the program this year, so I can't afford to take them all out to dinner. my wife would get a little upset at me with that one.
I was going to say you could bring them home.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't go over very well.
A little backyard barbecue or something.
Yeah.
Say, Ma, we're home.
Yeah, but no, we have a breakfast before the game also, and we talk a lot about the game being their last opportunity to play for Deering High School, and for most of them it's the last opportunity that they'll get a chance to play with kids that they've grown up with and gone through the system with for 12 years, and that's a special time. You'll always remember your last football game, regardless of the score.
When you talk about 23 seniors, then I would say that you have a major rebuilding program to do for next year.
Well, every year is an adventure. It's you bring kids in, you try and teach them the fundamentals, and hopefully, you'll get the right chemistry and things will click. But you never know from year to year. Some kids step up and do a great job. Others don't play the way that you expected them to. There's always the injury factor, and there's so many things that are beyond your control. And that's where the fun is. That's where the excitement comes. It's just trying to put all the pieces together in any given year.
Injuries. Who were some of the players that weren't able to play the whole year because of injuries that will be coming back for Thanksgiving?
Well, we were lucky. We were fairly healthy throughout the year. We had, our quarterback, Nick Langella, was banged up early in the year, but he's recuperated. He's at full strength. So, we lost one of our tackles in practice getting ready for the Chevrolet game, and he's going to be out on Thursday. So, we're lucky. We're in pretty good shape.
You did something special last year for a player. You want to share it?
Well, we had one of our captains last summer, Mike Chiazzo, suffered a very serious asthma attack and was unable to play his senior year. And, as a tribute to him, we ran the first play of the Thanksgiving game, giving Michael the ball, so he could feel a part of the tradition. He's an outstanding young man, and certainly meant a great deal to our program. And we got together with Mike and the officials, and it was just a very heartfelt moment. I think the entire stadium, knew of Mike's story, and he was given a standing ovation as he left the field. It was.
I don't think they
very
knew
touching.
about the situation that you two had agreed on. I think that came as a little bit of a surprise, but I think they warmed to it immediately.
Yeah.
And realized what you were doing and why you were doing it. And I think you're right. Emotion was very charged. I think anyone who was there, and there were thousands that were there, will remember that you're right. It's a special day. It has a special meaning, and it's something that you remember forever. And I think what you two did was tremendous, because it shows that it goes beyond just football and the competition, that there is something about being involved in that particular game.
On the positive side, with Mike Chiazzo, he's at USM now as a student, and he's doing very well. He's progressed remarkably in the last year. He's really almost at 100%. He's doing very well.
It's an event, Niles, that not being here, that the student was one who, as Bill said, had suffered this injury, this health problem, and they ran the play in the beginning of the game so that the young man could say that he participated, and both sides obviously realized what was happening, and knowing of the injury, and it had been an article about in the paper. I think it was a special moment. It must have been special for you, Ray.
It was. It was great to see, two coaches and two teams out there, as you said, realizing that it's more than wins and losses out there. It's for everybody's enjoyment, and to make sure that everybody feels a special moment. And I'm sure that young man did that day.
Yeah, and everybody involved, on both sides of the ball. You had a situation this year with the school closed, of being part of Portland and Darien.
Oh, last season? Yeah, you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, we did. That was a unique experience. Actually, we were out of school when we were preparing for the Thanksgiving Day game last year.
And many of the kids thought there was going to be many problems. And given the fact that the Darien game, Darien-Portland Thanksgiving Day game, kind of culminated in others showing how they could get together, be together, and to show support for each other.
Yeah, well, I think the media actually created that. I don't think the kids were having any problems at all with that. And, the media sorted out, one or two kids to try to find something, and they did that. And but the kids got along fine when they were at Darien High School.
You had to kind of share your athletic duties last year. So it must be nice to be home for the whole season.
It was. It feels good to be able to say I've been there for 3 months now and not have to look up.
Well, you think the sky's falling or something?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Niles has his office all to himself too this year.
Yeah, that's right.
He hasn't got to have an extra chair in there for you.
But I did go back. I've gone back a couple of times to talk with Niles about some joint things, and boy, every time I go in there, that purple carpet in his office is it's blinding, isn't it now?
I think it's great.
You trying to say something now?
Okay.
Make him feel comfortable, right?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
We need to stop here for a few moments, and we're going to be right back with the two athletic directors from Portland and Darien High School and the two football coaches. And in a few moments later on in the show, we're going to be joined by the co-captains from both Portland and Darien. So you stay right there for our Turkey Day special.
generate energy.
Fuel your inner factory to make your wheels go round. In the morning, you need energy. Know where that's found? It's in toast and jam. It's in eggs and ham. It's in cereal hot and cold. In milk and fruit by the bowl. It's in all kinds of foods you see, most any you can think. Breakfast is what you eat of it and what you drink. So fuel your inner factory, make your wheels go round. Breakfast gives you energy. Breakfast is where it's found.
Energia.
Hi, welcome back to Educational Issues. I'm your host tonight, Jim Banks. We're doing a special show around the Thanksgiving game that has been going on for 83 games. This is going to be the 84th. And I have on my left Coach Mike Bailey and Bill Leroy from Portland and Deering, and on my right, Ray Mailman and Niles Nelson, the athletic directors from Portland and Deering. During the break, we started to talk some about the special events leading up to the Thanksgiving game. Now, what does Portland and Deering do to get the students all excited about coming to the game? They have a special rally, or you're going to have a,
Well, having a
bring them all
bonfire,
into the auditorium. Last year, you could put them in the same auditorium, and you could,
that would have been interesting.
they could have conducted it.
No, we used to have a rally for years, and obviously with the parent-teacher conference schedule now, it doesn't allow that to happen because of kids aren't in school on Wednesday, so it'd be kind of crazy to have a rally on a Monday or a Friday before, so that's kind of been eliminated. And so what we've kind of adapted to is to have a bonfire at Portland High School. We'll have it tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock at Quinn Field, which is right next to our practice site, and the parents club organizes it. They work with the fire department and police department, and that's where it'll be happening.
Where do you get the material to burn?
I never asked. Is your house still in one piece?
Yes, it is. That's why I was curious as to what, whether you had some old signs, some campaign signs, or...
We usually get a lot of pallets from one of the local businesses, trucking companies, and they actually drop them off for us. And,
I think I saw a part of the old roof from last year's Portland High School
that could be
down there this year.
Do you have to organize that? Is that something you're responsible for? Do you have to call the fire department? And...
No, actually, the Parents Club does a tremendous job with that, organizing everything. We have a very, very strong, active Boosters Club parents group, and they're the ones that have put this show together, and we're hoping that a lot of the student body will show up to support the team.
Bill, you likewise have material that needs to be ignited?
Oh, sure. We do pretty much the same thing. Bonfire Wednesday night before the game. Ours is put on by the D Club, the student athletic boosters, and they do a great job. They just take full control, and I don't know where they get the material to burn. Everybody ought to check their garages when they get home. There's always a pile of material there to be set ablaze. So.
A real garage sale.
Absolutely.
Real fire sale. And where does this take place?
It's on our softball field. Ty Kern's not too thrilled about that, but...
I was going to ask whether or not Ty's out there moderating it or something to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. Niles, are you familiar with a lot of these type of celebrations, getting the emotions stirred up for the big game?
Well, somewhat. It was kind of interesting this year, I think, Jim, that because of the half days, that the faculty essentially said they didn't want to have the rally during the day, during the academic day, and with no school tomorrow, how do you handle something, a rally so early on? So we had pretty much decided that we weren't going to go with the rally, and then some of the students came in and said they wanted to have it. So what we decided to do was to go with the bonfire Wednesday night, and go to Grossman's, get some pallets, and so we've got a crew that are going to get some pallets and have our second bonfire this year. We had one at homecoming, and we'll have one tomorrow night. But a lot of it had to do with, really, for us, with the students wanting to continue with a tradition of having some kind of a rally to support the football team, which I thought was great, and I think we'll have a decent turnout. I mean, we're not going to have thousands, obviously, there, but we'll have a decent turnout, I think, tomorrow night.
I can remember my grandparents lived on Stevens Avenue when I'd come over to my grandparents for Thanksgiving Day. And the bonfires they used to have back then, this was 20, 30 years ago, but boy, that was one festive affair. I think the pallets and so forth that they used would cover 3/4 of that field, if it seemed like.
We had when I was in high school at there.
Yeah.
Huge. Thousands did show.
Yeah.
Well, it became quite a tradition as part of the Turkey Day festivities that this bonfire brought not only the students, but it brought a lot of parents.
The danger comes is the fire department controls it in the fact, in which they should, but like last year, ours got canceled because the winds were too high.
Right.
So obviously that's one thing you have to deal with a rally. You know it's on for sure, but with the bonfire, if you get rained out possibly, or like I said, high winds, then you don't have it.
Yeah, well, it's difficult to have half of Dearborn Avenue burned down.
It certainly is.
Well, everybody's cheering, you know. Got a little confused that the fire was supposed to be on the field, not in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Ray, during the break, you were saying that you have some old ties that you have been coming to this game. This is
Yes,
not just the first or second year, but for years.
Yeah, as I said, I have relatives. An uncle that played at Deering High School back in the 40s.
You play on Mike's team?
Yeah, right.
I think I played next door.
But my parents and grandparents being graduates at Deering, I can remember as a little tyke watching many of those games. And as I said, the Wednesday night, the bonfires, as we were talking about it, brought back memories. So. It's always, as we've said here, a big event for the city of Portland, and I hope that we have a lot of people out there Thursday supporting the two teams that would be playing.
Anybody got a weather forecast for Thursday?
I think it's supposed to be sunny and about 37.
So,
but don't let count me.
You just talked to Joe Cooper.
Weather in Maine? Who knows?
You've had, even when some dreary weather, cold. When it gets rain, that makes it very difficult to stay out there. I know I stayed out there one year because my son was there. Other than that, I'd have been home. But that is the most difficult time to stay. Other than that, you're going to have thousands and thousands.
The cold doesn't, people will still come, snow, people will still come, but the rain is definitely, they don't show up.
Yeah, the rain, I think just because of you get a cold. You're really, when you get soaked through in the cold, you're in really in difficult times. So it makes it very, very difficult. So I'm looking forward to a great game, a great day. Hopefully we'll have some great weather. And, we have a trophy that you mentioned. It's out in, somebody said they had it in their car
I
here.
do.
Maybe before the end of the show, somebody can kind of bring it in and we'll put it on display. But we have Vinnie Allen.
Correct.
For Portland High.
Right.
Okay. Marv Kilgore, Merv. I knew I was going to mispronounce it. Kilgore, but from Deering High, and for the most valuable players. And I'd say 12 or 13 years ago, I had to count the plaques.
1981.
That the school committee, when asked, it was one of the years I happened to be chairman, asked, what is the school committee going to do for this game? Because it's between the two local schools. Came up with the unsung hero. And it has gone, for the most part, to a lineman or a linebacker who's had his nose in the ground all day long, blocking for the star who's running behind him, who's Mr. Touchdown. And it has worked, I think, that the individuals have come to really appreciate the award. And I'm pleased. I really am pleased because many times when you see the running back, and it's the people in the line who are making those holds, it's the linebackers who are making the tackles, and these are the ones who are exerting that effort that many times get passed over because they're not the one putting the ball into the end zone. So it's maybe if somebody has it around, we can show the people at home what it actually looks like. But it's really an outstanding event, and I'm looking forward to it. We need to stop again here, and we're going to have the Portland and Deering players on when we come back, so you stay right there.
You gotta do it! Get up now and get to it.
Do it.
Get a jump on your day.
Wow.
You need a boost of energy, and breakfast is the way.
Do it.
Breakfast is the smart start. Hear me when I say.
Yeah.
Hey.
Breakfast makes it happen. Breakfast is the way.
That's right.
So get up now and get to it.
Do it.
Breakfast is the way.
Wow.
Breakfast is the smart start. Get a jump on your day.
Do it.
Breakfast is the way.
Hi, welcome back to Educational Issues. I'm your host tonight, Jim Banks. We have the special Turkey Day game program tonight, and still with me are the coaches from Portland and Deering. Mike Bailey on my right now, and with him is Rick Miles, and going down the line is Joe DeAndrea and Brian Cowett. And on my left is the coach, Bill Leroy. Next to him is Mike Willett. Then there is Nick Garrett, Mike Nappy, and Joe Foley. I'm going to start with the Portland High and go down. Rick, what is this, your fourth year or third year playing in this game?
Fourth year.
Fourth year. As a senior, it must be extra special as the coaches and the athletic directors were talking about. Just kind of share with us what this game means to you tomorrow.
Just like a lot of tradition in the game. A lot of great players have gone through both schools, and a lot of great games. And basically just, you know, it's my last game in high school, and I just want to leave on a good note and on a win. And just, you know, leave with some fun and, you know, win with my teammates, and basically it.
What position do you play?
Receiver and defensive end.
Joe, DeAndrea, last game, had a great career at Portland High. Special day for you also?
Oh yes, it's just my fourth year playing in this Turkey game, and the first 3 years it really didn't mean what it means this year. It's my last game for Portland High, and I'll be wearing the home uniform. I want to go out with a win with that uniform.
Brian, also your fourth year?
Yep.
I know you feel the same way as the others do, but it must be a special day that, as they have said, where it's your last game. Kind of share your thoughts.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it that much yet. Today we had our last practice, and that was something big. And I think our last game will be even bigger. I think after the game I won't want to take my pads off.
Yeah, it's a special day. I'm going to keep going right around now. Joe, we were kidding you during the break about your special shirt. Why don't you share the meaning behind this special T-shirt you wear on your uniform?
It wasn't really a big deal. The T-shirt I had, my uncle gave me. I grabbed it one day because I had a game and I wore it underneath my pads. And I played good. I was in the 8th grade, so I decided to wear it the rest of the season. So I just wore it my freshman year and my sophomore year, and now. So it's kind of something I do.
Tomorrow's Thursday's game, something special for you too?
Yeah, this will be my 2nd year playing in it. I suited up my freshman year, but I didn't get in. And most of my best friends are the seniors on this team and stuff, so, you know, I'd like to help them whatever way I can to win their last game, you know.
What position do you play?
I play tailback, and I play linebacker.
Nick, how many years you played this game? Oh, Mike, excuse me.
This is going to be my 3rd game, and I play defensive end and tight end. I just, like these guys said, it means so much once you become a senior. The last couple of years, you think about it, and coach will say, you know, send the seniors out, and it's hard to really get a grip on what that means until you're there, and, you know, you get one more game to play. And all week long, you know, we had our last offensive practice on Monday, our last defensive practice today. We'll go like a pregame period tomorrow, and everything you do is the last time you're going to do it.
Nick, how many years you've been in the game?
This is my 3rd year playing, but my freshman year I just suited up. I played linebacker and center, and this game means a lot to me because, you know, it's basically the last time I'm ever going to play high school football for Deering, and you know, it's just like the last time I'll be able to finish my goals for football.
One of those guys in the trenches.
Was that?
Or one of the guys in the trenches,
Yeah.
if you play in the center.
Yeah.
Mike, how many years you played this game?
This will be my 3rd year. And basically it's just a last chance to play in a game because all the other teams around the state, you know, they don't have this opportunity like we do. I mean, there's playoffs in the state championships, but they don't get to play a last game, you know, last time to strap on the pads. We pull in Deering a chance every year to, you know, go out and strap on the pads one last time.
Mike, many years ago, and it was many years ago, they were thinking of abolishing this game. I told them, fat chance. I said, if you've ever been associated with either one of the high schools, I said, even on the edge, you'd find out that this is a major event to all of these young people. I think this just kind of demonstrates exactly why this game and this event means so much to them and the community, because many of them stay. There are many of the names you look down through here played or participated for either one of these schools in this event. Share a couple of the highlights for your season and how some of these men, young men, performed in them.
Well, they certainly performed very well. I think, actually, Ricky missed the first Deering game, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. During the season, he had a separated shoulder. He got hurt in the Westbrook game prior to the Deering game, so I'm sure he's looking forward to get into this game. And actually, I think Ricky epitomizes the perfect team player. He had to play out of position for a couple of years, and this year we kind of found a home for him at defensive end and flanker, and I think he's really enjoying it. So, again, hopefully giving him a positive ending to a great football career. Joey Dander has been in our backfield for 3 years, or 3.5 years actually, with the Thanksgiving and getting into that game. And
I think he's been in everybody else's backfield too.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good career, and one of the unfortunate things I think for Joe is, because of our lack of numbers in his first 2 years and this year for skill people, is he's had to go both ways. And I think that's taken away from some of his performance, and I can like to just imagine what it would be like if he had that opportunity to walk to the sideline and get a break on defense or special teams, and he doesn't come off the field very, very often, you know. But he has had a great career also, and Brian Cowett, I can remember as a freshman, he actually started in the bridge game as a center, and then he went on and played in the Thanksgiving Day game as a starting center as a freshman, and that started a great career for him, and he's worked very, very hard in the weight room to develop himself and done a great job. He just got elected to the all-conference offensive team. Last year he was all-conference defense, so I think that's a great tribute to him, how he excelled on both sides of the ball.
Bill, equally, can you share some of the experiences and some of the highlights of the careers of these young men?
Well, you know, it's hard to say when I think of these guys. I don't think of them as simply football players. You know, the statistics, you know, aren't the first thing to come to mind. I think of these guys as very hard-working individuals. I think my fondest memories of these guys have come off the field, you know, getting ready and preparing for the season in the weight room over the summer, you know, watching them mature as young men. I think that has been the one thing that stands out in my mind. And just like to elaborate on a point that Mike made a minute ago, I mean, we've got some outstanding scholars at this table in addition to being good athletes.
That was my next question. So now you can lead right into that. That was the one I was going to ask. How they're doing off the field academically, and do we have anybody going on?
Well, we've got Joe, who made the all-conference team this year as a junior, and Nick made it as an honorable mention linebacker, and Michael and Mike Nappy will be on the all-conference, all-academic team. So you know, we're represented both on and off the field very well, and I know Brian made it offensively. And, well, I won't keep.
No, that's okay. You know, Brian also made it academically, and Rick, I believe, also made it academically. So you know, there is good representation athletically and academically, and as great people. That's why they're sitting here. Their family should be proud of them. They've done a great job, and you know, they're the product of a lot of hard work from their families, and it shows.
Rick, and I'll just go right around the table, so Rick will get a chance to answer the question first, but anybody going on to college, and if you are, you might play athletics, not necessarily football, but be involved in any athletic programs if you go on to postgraduate school?
Right now, I'm not sure, like, positive what I'm going to do. I'm looking to find the best school for me academically, and all the other factors right now. If football or baseball, not sure which one. Maybe both if I get lucky enough. If that comes into play, you know, once I get there, then that'll be great. But right now, I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what the best school would be for me. And like I said, if I get there and then that comes in, then that'd be great.
And some of the technical college have some great basketball, soccer, and also baseball teams that compete throughout New England and into Canada with their athletic programs, and develop a lot of skills that we can use in the marketplace in and around Portland. Joey, how about you?
Well, I'm still talking to my guidance counselor at school about some colleges. I just got out of a meeting with him, and he said he's going to contact some colleges for me, and I'm still in the process of still searching. And I'm not sure if I want to play football if I do go to college, but it'll be in my mind that not 100% that I'll play, or I might. I'm undecided.
Brian, how about yourself?
Well, I'm not, like the other two, I'm not really sure where I'm going. Probably apply to a bunch of schools, mostly for academic reasons, but I mean, if I'm at a school where I can play football, that's definitely a plus. I mean, I'd like to have football be a part of my life in college and after, but you know, if it works out that way, it does. But that's not. I'm not heavily recruited or anything, but but you know, if it works out, that's great.
Yeah. And it has happened. You have a lineman, don't you, at the University of Maine?
He was down at practice today, as a matter of fact. Steve Stinson, he showed up, and he just got back from, they played in Florida this past weekend, and he came home, and it was his first day home, and he came right to the practice field. So ties are hard to break, I guess, and yeah, he was a full scholarship player at the University of Maine at Orono, and professional teams are looking at him right now. We talked today in Cleveland and Tampa Bay, and the Jaguars are all...
Cleveland what?
Well, actually not Cleveland, Baltimore. It's Bill. They're still in Cleveland right now. So
the Cleveland who?
Yeah. So, and he's possibly Canadian football, so he definitely wants to continue football career if he can. And so.
He's one that came along gradually at Portland.
Yeah, Larry didn't actually. He didn't play as a freshman. Never played in junior high. Came out as a sophomore and didn't play a snap. And his junior year, I think it was like the 7th game, he finally got his first start, and his career took off from there. So, and then he really dedicated himself to make himself a great ball player, and now the dividends are paying off.
Mr. Foley, what do you think? You're going to go on to college?
Well, I'm only a junior now, so I...
Oh, excuse me, that's right. I forgot we're not all seniors, so you reminded me of that.
I've got a while to think about it. I would definitely want to go to college after I graduate, but I haven't really thought of many places yet. Figure out where about that next year.
Yeah, well, you may get a chance to make what they call early approval. Some of the schools that have an interest to you. Mike Nappy is going to continue on?
Yes, right now I'm positive that I am applying to Bowdoin and Colby. And I'm still looking at Bates, I'm still looking at Amherst and Middlebury. I'd like to stay somewhat close to home. So, and like these guys said, if football's there or lacrosse is there, that's what I do in the spring, then, that'll be great. But I'm not going to pick a school so I can play football.
They may pick you because you have. On the application, they're interested in whether or not you participate in extracurricular activities. Because they want a well-rounded student, and they're looking for someone who participates in more than just the academics. They want to make sure they develop a whole person. So it may be very well for you that you play a couple of extra sports, especially getting into those schools. I know I went that route with one of my children, so I know that some of the questions they ask. Nick, what do you think? You're going to go on?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to college, but I'm not really sure right now where I'm going. I really want to play football or throw the javelin in college. I don't know if they'll accept me to do that.
Well, I would think that in many of the programs, if you want to compete, just as Mike just mentioned about Mr. Stimpson, and if you dedicate yourself, and you may find that you will participate. Mike, how about yourself?
Right now, I'm looking around, New England right now. I'm not quite decided, a few colleges in mind, but I like to play athletics in college if it's possible. But that's not always the case, education's always first, so you have to go with that first priority.
Many of the times, though, you'll end up playing dormitory A versus dormitory B. So you may be playing athletics.
Fraternity games.
They may not be the kinds you see on TV on the weekend, but they are games, and they are out there, and the no holds, a little flag football here or there, two-hand touch. And when you've been touched by two hands, you've been touched. Mike, maybe you can just kind of capsulize when you bring these guys out on the football field Thursday. It's the end of a great season, a season that you had, there were high expectations. Give me what your thoughts are going to be as you bring that season to a conclusion. It's one of the best you've ever had.
Yes, it is. It'll be emotional, I think, because, again, we had the high expectations, and we set them early on in preseason, and obviously almost reached those. And getting to the state championship was our goal, and fell a few points short. So, again, maybe this is the great opportunity for these guys to maybe redeem themselves a little, to go off on a positive note, and that's what I'll be stressing, prior to the game. As far as the emotional end of it is, they'll be ready, to play. And when that first kickoff, the game's in their hands. We call the plays, they got to execute them, and and we've been talking about that all through the, the playoffs when we were going through. I just kept saying, you control your own destiny, and if whatever we call for a play, you got to make it work, or whatever defense we call or whatever, and that's what they've responded to in the last 3 or 4 weeks, and the same thing will occur, Thanksgiving morning. Is, we'll call the plays, but whatever the play is, they have to do it to the best of their ability, and that's all you can ever ask for.
Do you have any Knute Rockne speeches that you make prior to going out onto the field to fire them up?
That's really a misconception. People look at football games and they think it's all fire and brimstone, and screaming and hollering, but, you know, basically, you know, coaching more than anything else is teaching and get these guys in the right position so that they make the play. And, you know, as Mike said, once the ball's in play, it's up to them. I mean, we can put them in position, but ultimately they're the ones that have to make the plays. And, you know, the game belongs to the kids. And, you know, and as coaches, we're just very lucky to have guys like this to work with, and feel very fortunate to have had kids of this caliber over the last 4 years to suit up and play for us.
No, your point's well taken, because in many instances it's like, if you read the paper, you don't read about some of the good things the kids are doing, but the minute they do something bad, it's all over the front page. It's the same with coaches. You get some coach grab somebody by the face mask and practically rip their head off. That's what you see on the evening news or ESPN or something. What you don't see is some of the coaches who have molded and who have graduated college students and who have gone on to great careers and made great lives of themselves because of the fact of what they've learned on an athletic field. And so it's a point that is well taken, that you are teaching at the same time that you're coaching, and you're teaching them a set of values, and you're teaching them how to act like gentlemen and how to act in a win-lose situation, and also to develop values that they're going to take on into college and into the work field. Mike, when you do this, and I talk about the values and stuff, you must realize that you have a major impact on many of the students that pass through your classroom.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, that's the part of coaching I enjoy. Whether it's a Steve Stinson who can go on and get a full scholarship, you know, at the University of Maine, or maybe possibly become a professional football player, or it's the individual that maybe I helped graduate from Portland High School and will go out into the workforce the year later. And I've had several players that, you know, have come back and actually at graduation day we've hugged each other and cried because there's been some opportunities that I've had to help them, you know, just get to school every day. And we become big parts of their lives, you know, these kids, and, you know, whether it's 45 or 50 kids or 30 kids, whatever you have to understand. Squad, you know, when you're with them year round, and football has become a year-round sport, and, you know, you really become a family, and that's what we really try to stress. And I've always told my kids, I have a phrase is, once you're a Portland Bulldog, you're always a Portland Bulldog, and no matter where they are or whatever time of day or night, if they need me, they can call me. And I'm a firm believer of that. That's not just words. And there's been some unfortunate times that I've been called 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to help a player out beyond the program, and I've gone and done that. And there's been other times that I've been invited to weddings, you know, for former players, and those are really proud moments for me, that it wasn't just what, you know, maybe we did on the field with them, but maybe we had an impact. And sometimes you have to wait a few years, you know, before you see the results of what you did with these individuals, but it can be awful gratifying.
You must have also similar circumstances. I know you're very close to your players. I've been over to school a few times. You're very quiet, but these individuals look up to you as a coach and a teacher. You must have similar experiences Mike's had.
I think every coach does, you know, and that's why we do what we do. You know, it's certainly not for the money, you know.
That's another dig. All along I thought it was for the money.
You know, it has become a year-round job, and if you have broken down the stipend into an hourly basis, we're making about $0.10 an hour.
Oh, that much? You're getting paid more than I am, then. Oh, well. But, I feel like a real jelly sandwich between 2 slices of bread.
It is a very rewarding profession. It's a lot of fun. Again, I feel fortunate to have had you know, outstanding young men like Joe and Mike and Nick to have worked with over the years. You know, they keep you young. They make it fun.
I'm going to ask Mr. Mailman to bring in the plaque and the trophy. I will say that the Dick Whitmore has this thing has grown in years. I can remember once upon a time when it was only about half this size. But this here, Portland School Committee Unsung Hero Award, Deering versus Portland, Thanksgiving, November 23rd, 1995. This here, hopefully one of you gentlemen will be the recipient of that. And this plaque, you can stay right there, Mr. Mail, if you. This here is a plaque that Eve Beither, who was the assistant superintendent for secondary back in the early 80s, put this together, and it says the Unsung Hero Award, established Thanksgiving 1981 by the school committee. James A. Banks, well, happens to be myself as chair. And the first winner in 1981 was John Tinkham from Deering High School. And his father, Don, is still active. He's active in the dance, the annual Thanksgiving dance that has gone on for years. In 82 was Greg Dulac from Portland High. 1983, Bill Temple from Deering High. 1984, Lance Johnson, who is still on your staff now. 1985 was Mark Stromsky from Portland High.
Works for my brother now.
1986 was Mike Levine from Portland High. 1987 was Anthony Nappy, also from Portland. Probably a distant cousin. 1988 was Bill McIntyre from Portland High. 1989 was Josh Miranda. 1990 was Chris Grant from Deering High. 91 was Joe Johnson. 1992 was Josh Coleman. 1993 was Josh Coleman again.
That's right.
It was the only 2-year repeater of the award. In 1994 was Brian Cox. And that fills up this plaque, and I want to say it has been an opportunity to recognize many of those people who have, as I said, blocked for those stars who were scoring all those touchdowns back then. We're actually, I think, near the end. Mike, any last comment as far as this upcoming game? And maybe I ought to ask you guys, would you like to say anything to these guys over here before Thursday? Like, be ready? Good luck. Good luck. And you gentlemen, again, my thanks and appreciation for you coming here tonight and sharing with us your values and also your enthusiasm for Deering and for Portland High. So everyone out there, I want to say thank you very much. And I'm from the athletic directors, Niles Nelson, and thank you, Mike. Niles Nelson and Ray Mailman from Deering. Excuse me, Niles Nelson from Deering and Ray Mailman from Portland High. The Portland High coach, Mike Bailey, and the Deering High coach, Bill Leroy, and the players. I want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving and safe holidays. Be good now.